And now joining me here on America East Chat, Geno, the head coach of Stony Brook, the Seawolves, 6-4 in the America East, 8-8 overall. And what to me is an accomplishment that I would celebrate is that you've played 16 games. So, right off the bat, I mean, like Vermont's only played 10. Go across the country, there's some that have played like 5. And so whenever I get a chance to talk to a coach that's played over 15, is now creeping closer to 20, I think that's a major accomplishment. So right off the bat, how have you guys done it to where you've already, here in the first week of February, played 16 games?
Well, it's taken a tremendous commitment from our players, but I also would credit the institution. We were if you look around, and I know there are a lot of schools in the region, but, particularly at the SUNY schools that are in our league with the case numbers, our university's total case numbers were way less than any of our schools that we would be, looking at as peer institutions. So from a university standpoint, I think they did a great job setting aggressive standards and guidelines. And then luckily the students have followed them, and the student athletes have had to follow them because of the rigorous testing that we're all undertaking. We've been a little fortunate. I mean, like I said, I tell the guys all the time, you got to do the right things. You can still get unlucky. I mean, it's not like we have a foolproof way to prevent it other than staying in your room and never coming out. And that's not going to be a possibility if you're going to be an athlete. So they've done a great job, and we've gotten 16 games in, which has been an accomplishment. Some of them have been prettier than others, but we've been glad to be able to get out there and compete for sure.
Well, the other thing too that your peers have told me is that this season obviously is unprecedented like any other in all our lives, but the ability to have a rhythm. Now that you've sort of been able to do that, but obviously you had to deal with games that may not happen. You're not sure if they're going to happen and which days and all that. How much does it lend, how much do you even appreciate more the actual rhythm of practices, games without some sort of interruption?
Yeah, no different than every team in the country, right? I mean, we've had our share of difficulties. I mean, we were 4-0 in the league, and then we got put on pause, and we came out and we didn't play particularly well the first weekend and got swept, which is not abnormal. If you look around the country, a lot of teams have come out of pause and not played as well. But it's taken us a little while to get back to playing well. Getting back in the grind of those practices that you're talking about is hugely important, especially for us. I mean, we basically have a team that's entirely new. We have very little, returning firepower. We've got some really good guys that are back, but we don't have a lot of them. And so we've had to really adjust what we're doing. And just some days it feels like you spend a lot of time thinking about the testing and what was the result, then you should be thinking about why we can't defend an underneath out of bounds play more, because that's been an issue for us.
So you have won 2 of your last 3. You've got this series coming up. Hopefully it'll be on time against UMBC. They're 1 game ahead of you in the loss column, and you are 1 game behind both UMBC and Vermont in the loss column. So first place is without question in reach. There's still a long way to go. As you look ahead to this UMBC series, what do you need to do to come out of there at a minimum with a split, and obviously for your purposes, a potential sweep?
Yeah, our chance to win the league is going to be decided the next 2 weekends if the schedule plays out as it's said. I mean, we have UMBC and Vermont, and those 2 series are going to dictate can we win a championship, and certainly UMBC poses a tremendous challenge. I mean, Ryan Odom is one of the most underappreciated coaches in the country. And I mean that. I think that everybody knows they beat Virginia, and that's what they cling to. They don't understand the turnaround that he has put on in that program, and they don't understand the level of talent that team has. They are absolutely loaded with talent, and he does a tremendous job coaching them. So we're going to have our hands full. They are big, they're athletic, they've got shooting, they've got excellent guard play, and I feel this way about several of the coaches in our league. Our league has got some tremendous guys on the sideline, and most of the time you're trying to make sure you don't lose the game for your team because you're not going to outsmart a lot of these guys. And what Ryan's done has been truly amazing. And I think that when in our conference, when you to raise the profile of any conference, you need some programs to gain some national prominence and to really catch people's attention from coast to coast. I mean, it's one thing. I think everyone in our league knew what a great coach Ryan was, and then when they beat Virginia, everybody nationally recognized it. But he's continued to keep that thing rolling. I mean, they just crank out 20-win seasons. They may not get there this year because they may not play 20 games, but they've just done a great job. We're going to have a great challenge, that's for sure.
So overall, you're averaging just a hair under 70 points, 68 points a game. But 3-point shooting, it's still under 30% as a team at 29.5. How do you compensate for that in terms of making sure that offensively you can beat teams like UMBC in Vermont?
Well, our 3-point shooting has been a disaster. We've not shot the ball well.
I was trying to be kind here.
Hey, I know. Listen, I'm trying to be honest. I mean, I love it's been odd because if you went pause and post pause, the numbers are night and day. So we have the ability to make shots. We have not made them in the games at the level that we have in practices or that we did earlier in the season. Now, that said, what we've done and been able to do, why we've won 2 of our last 3, has been our offensive rebounding. We're now the number 1 offensive rebounding team in our league because we are big and strong, and guys have just made a commitment to go chase down rebounds. And I think that if we can get our shooting back to our ability level and be, more in the mid-pack of 3-point shooting in our conference with our ability to offensive rebound, that's our ticket to winning a championship. It'll be really hard to win a championship if you're 10th in 3-point shooting, but we don't shoot a ton of them. We were last in the league in attempts, so most of our offense has been geared on getting the ball inside. We've got big, versatile wings that we can throw it to on the block. We've got a really good point guard who can get in the lane and draw fouls and get to the rim. So when you've got that and the interior presence that we added with Jaden Sales, it's given us a lot of ways to score in the lane. And we've got to buy some spacing by making more threes. But if we stay committed to that offensive glass and we start shooting the ball like we were shooting it a month ago, I think we can have a real good shot here down the stretch to have one of the all-time shocking seasons from where we were picked and what was expected of us. But we've got to put the work in the next 2 weekends for that to have any chance to happen.
Well, I wish you obviously a safe passage here over the next 2 weeks and the rest of the season. And boy, it'd be quite an accomplishment if we get to the second weekend in February and you've already played 20 games. I mean, to me, these are victories here. And if we can get that for Stony Brook, tremendous. Stay safe.
Yeah, I
appreciate it.
Thanks a lot, Andy. Appreciate the time.